Ever wonder how to create a seamless repeating pattern in Procreate? In this tutorial, I'll show you step by step how to design a flawless stylable pattern using 3 simple motifs. And if you like to use the same color palette I'm using, you can grab it for free in the description below. Let's dive in. Okay, to start with, we need to create the canvas. So we are going to click the plus sign and we are going to click on this icon and we are going to create a square canvas. So width 3000 pixels and height 3000 pixels. You can create one of 5000, whatever you want to. DPI 300, and on the color profile here, we are going to select the RGB. Okay, so click create. And that's it. You have the canvas where we are going to work in. So in case you don't want to draw and you want to skip the drawing part, you have the next chapter where you can actually see how to start building a pattern. But if you're a beginner, I think on this stage, I can give you some pointers and tips on the drawing and the layers. Okay, so now I'm going to start to create my motifs. Motifs are the elements that we are going to repeat. So in this case, we have a pear, some flower, and some leaves. And I'm going to sketch them up. So click on the brush tool and I'm going to select any brush. You can select under inking the dry ink, but I'm going to just work with one that I bought. And I'm going to start and sketch some pears. And now that we have the pears, we are going to draw some flowers. And now I'm going to create some leaves. And now I'm going to paint this. So we have the first layer, which is a sketch. I'm going to lower the opacity a little bit to a 24%. And now I have a guide. So we are going to create a new layer. We are going to place all the layers under the sketch layer. So if I click on the color button here, I have here some colors that I already chose for my pattern. You can download this on the description box below for free if you want to paint the same like me. And I am going to create a background color, which is this dark green. So we are just going to drag it and fill the layer. And now we are going to create another layer and click on the color and we are going to select this color and we are going to draw the pear. So I am just going to trace the sketch layer, and if your brush is not too feathery and you close really well the edges, you can drag and fill the layer. So now that we have our pear shape, we are going to create another layer and click on the color button and we are going to select this brown to create the tip of the pear, the stem. And now we are going to create another layer and select this green and create the leaves. I'm going to show you a really quick tip here. So we are going to trace really well our shape. Make sure that your edges are really well closed, and so we can go faster. And I'm going to show you in a minute. So now that you have your shapes, I'm going to drag the color to one shape, and on continue filling, we are going to click it and we are just going to tap on the shape. So that way it colors really fast. And now we are going to create a vein in here, which is going to be the same color as the background. And voila, we have our pears. So now what we are going to do is to add some shadows in here in the pear so it has a little bit more of texture. So we are going to create on the layers panel, create a new layer on top of the pear base layer, this one, okay? And we are going to select this orange color. So once you have this, you can select any brush, texture brush. Let me show you under textures, you can select Tarkine, for example, and brush a little bit. And you see that it has a little bit of texture. So it doesn't matter if it goes outside the line. We are going to fix it in a minute. And you can build on this color. The more you press, the more color you will add on your pears. In order to the color to stay inside of our shape, we are going to click on the layer and click clipping mask here. And once you have the arrow, you see that everything stays in the shape, which is perfect for us. And now we are going to add some freckles in here and click on the layer, and we are going to choose this yellow, I think, and we are going to choose our brush. You can draw 3, 2. Okay, so now we are going to create a new layer for the flowers, and we are going to color it with this white cream color. And we are going to do the same like before. We're going to close really well the shape. And now, same as before, we're going to drag the color to 1 and click on continue filling, and we can tap, 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 and we have all the colors. Okay, and now we are going to use another layer to create with this pink some details for the flowers. And if you don't like that it's on top of the white, you can hide it behind the white layer of the flower, right? And now we are going to create on top of this another layer with a brown, and we are going to select the brown and draw the branches of each branch that we have here. And I like to add this ochre green to my leaves. It is a little bit different from these leaves, so it will add some difference of color. And now, same as before, you drag to 1, continue filling, tap, 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 tap. And we have our shape. So the last step here will be add some lines in here, some veins, which is going to be the same color as the background color. And you can select that or either by clicking on the color button and select the color, or you can always click on the color picker, and whatever you move this circle, it will pick the color here that you see here, right? So we are going to pick this dark color, and we are going to add a new layer and draw some lines. I'm going to take away the sketch layer, and we have our first drawing. So now what I'm going to do is to group all these layers together. So swipe to the right to all of them and group. And now you have the first group. And now I'm going to group all the layers that belong to the same motif together. So this layer of the sketch, we can delete it, and the pears, the shadows, the stem, and the leaves, I can group them all together. So you can pinch the first layer and the last layer and pinch them all together. So all the pears are together now. And now you can do the same with your branches and your flowers. What I'm going to do is to fill a little bit the area. You gotta draw inside the edges. Don't draw outside, because this is something that we are going to do later. I'm going to the pear layer, and I'm going to select one pear because I'm going to duplicate it. Click on the arrow tool, 3 fingers, swipe down and duplicate. And now you have an extra pear here on the layers partner. So you can move this, and I am going to flip it horizontally so it doesn't look the same, and I'm going to flip it vertically so I can place them here. And now I think I'm going to move these pairs to the edges. So I'm going to select these pairs and take them more to the edge side and maybe play with its size. So make sure always that you are in the right layer, because if not, you are selecting in an empty canvas. So now that we have our main characters that are the pairs distributed, we gotta distribute well and fill the spaces with the small motifs that are the branches and the flowers. So I'm going to merge all the pairs together, and maybe I'm thinking about to add some extra pair here. Let me see. Okay, so now that the pairs are more or less distributed, we want to work on the branches. So I am going to replace this in a way that looks good and that can fill all the spaces. So once you have everything in place, I like to go to this group and lock it and rename this as original. So this is the first layer where you put all the motifs the first time. So now we are going to duplicate this, swipe to the left and duplicate it. As you can see, it is locked because we duplicated it, and so we are going to unlock it. And now I like to create 2 duplicates of this. So I'm going to call this, if you want, right and left, just so that you can follow along. And so now we're going to slide one to the right and one to the left. We're going to pick the right one, click on the snapping and magnetics, click on the arrow tool and slide to the right until you see here a yellow line. Do you see the yellow line here vertically? Okay, so now we are going to pick the left one, click on the arrow tool and slide to the left until you see a yellow line vertically. So now you have one tile and another tile. So pay attention, because what we are going to do here is to merge all the motifs together from one group to the other group. So I have flowers from the right tile, and I'm going to merge this from flowers from the left tile. Swipe it to the right and group it. And now once grouped, we are going to flatten them. Same here, branches and branches, group, flatten them. Pairs from one group and pairs from the other group, group them, click on this arrow, click on the layer, flatten. And background, group, click and flatten. And this is an empty group, so we are going to delete it. And now we have this second layer that we are going to call it 1, just to follow up. Okay, so now you have the 1, and we need to add some extra pairs in here. So I like to click on the pairs layer and add, for example, this pair. Click the arrow tool, swipe 3 fingers down, duplicate it, and now that we have an extra, we can add it. You can take away the magnetics and snapping so that it doesn't bother you and you can move freely. And we are going to add an extra pair here. Okay, so now we are going to the flowers group and take away these 2 flowers that are in the middle. and place it somewhere else. So I think I'm going to place one here and the other one, I'm going to place it here, for example. I think I'm happy with this right now. And now we are going to duplicate this 2 times. And just so you can understand, this is going up and this is going down. So now we have this first layer where we tile one tile to the left and one to the right. And now you have one that we are going to build up and other down. So same as before, we are going to pick the first one, click on the arrow tool, tap on magnetics and snapping, tap on the arrow, and we are going up until you see here or horizontally a yellow line. You see the yellow line here? Okay. And now we are going to the second group that goes down and until you see a yellow line. If you cannot see the yellow line, you can always go to the wrench tool, drawing guide, and edit draw guide and on the grid size you can pull this to the maximum and you see here a template, right? You can use the color that you need the most. Since I'm in a dark pattern, I'm going to use a white, and you see here that there is a line, so click done. And now I'm going to move this down until you see here, until it snaps here on the white part. You see the yellow line now? Okay. Even if there was no yellow line, you can see where it snaps. So I'm going to take away the drawing guide. And now you can see that we have some places here, spaces here that we want to fill. So what we are going to do, instead of filling it with flowers and branches, which will make the repeating pattern really obvious, I'm going to add some extra pairs. So what we are going to do, same as before, is opening these 2 groups up and down, right? And we are going to merge the ones that are the same motif. So flowers with flowers, group and flatten. And now branches with branches, swipe to the right, group. Click on the layer, flatten. Pairs, pairs and pairs, group, flatten. And background, group and flatten. This layer is empty, so we are going to delete it. It's not important. And we are going to grab one pair, click on the selection tool, and I'm going to grab this pair. And I'm going to click the arrow tool, swipe 3 fingers down and click duplicate. And now I have an extra pair here that I'm going to place it in here in the middle. So take away your snapping and magnetics as always, and rotate your pair until you're happy with the position. And I think I'm going to duplicate this pair and add it here, another one. Remember to not go onto the edges. It is really important that you keep the edges safe. So once you're happy, we are going to do is to move the things that are in the middle. So here, one branch, we're going to move it. Perfect. And now I'm going to move the flowers that are in the middle. Yeah, so I'm happy with this pattern. So what I'm going to do now is to rename this as second one, right? This is left and right, and this is up and down, and then we rearrange some items. So now once this is done, you have 2 steps. The third step is to duplicate this 4 times. So 1, 2, swipe to the left, 3, swipe to the left, 4. And now we are going to keep this one, let's say, locked for you to see. Like, this will be the original one, and these are the 4 that we are going to tile to the corners. So let me show you. This is where all the magic happens. So now you are going to click on your arrow tool, toggle on snapping and magnetics, and the first one, we are going to snap it to the top left side until you see a yellow line vertically and horizontally. You see? Now it's perfect. Second one, yellow line, and third one to the bottom left, and the fourth to the bottom right until you see a yellow line like a cross. Okay, so now you can see that even if I zoom in, there's no lines, and this is a perfect seamless pattern. So what I like to do is to this and this, which are the 4 tiles, merge them together, and now you have a small scale pattern. Previously we locked this one because if I uncheck this one, you have a pattern with a bigger scale, and the other one, it's a pattern with a smaller scale. So I hope you like this video. Remember to give it a thumbs up, and if you had any questions, you can write down in the comments down below. And also, if you want to download my color palette, you have it on the description box below for free. And yeah, so if you like videos or tutorials like this, you have them on my channel. I created a playlist for digital tutorials on Procreate, so check them out and let me know. And I see you in the next one. Bye.